Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Geek Street where the street speaks. I'm Harvin and I'm joined by my fellow geek mates, Sean, Eric, and also Jazz. Say hi,
You
guys.
don't want to be a geek mate.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi.
hello.
All right, guys. So, today our segment for today is geek theories. I know it's been a very long while since we have touched upon geek theories, and I think it's a perfect time for us to do geek theories for today. Is simply because we on a previous episode we did Shang-Chi full breakdown, where we shared our thoughts, our Easter eggs, references, and all sorts, and we saved the post credits and also the mid credits for geek theories because there's a lot to theorize about. So we just want to go all out for today's segment. And of course, spoiler alert for who haven't watched Shang-Chi, please do go watch as soon as possible. And don't forget to watch our breakdown and don't forget to watch this episode. Okay, so without any further ado, let's move on to geek theories. All right, guys. So before we start on our mid credits, I just want to give like a summary of the mid credits so that we all can go with the flow. So at the ending of the Shang-Chi, as you all can see, Katie and Shang-Chi will be talking to their friend from the beginning of their movie. You see their friend, they'll be talking to the same person in a restaurant, and Shang-Chi and also Katie will be like geeking out of what their journey is with fighting with the Dweller of Darkness, with Talo and everything, all kinds of whatsoever. And then suddenly you see there's a portal open up and you see Wong comes in. And Wong comes in and asks, who's Shang-Chi? Where are the Tanglings? We gotta go now. And then they just go through the portal. And of course, Wong has a quick drink. Probably he's too stressed with his life. Okay, so from that is the ending of the movie. And then now we move to the mid-credit scene. In this mid-credit scene, you see Wong, Katie, Shang-Chi, and also it's more like a Zoom call. You see Captain Marvel and also Bruce Banner. I repeat again, it's not Hulk, it's not Professor Hulk from the Endgame, it's Bruce Banner back to normal. So the Zoom call you have seen before back in Avengers Endgame. You see the Zoom call where Scarlett Johansson has the Zoom call with this kind of Zoom call with Rocket Raccoon, Captain Marvel, Okoye, and also Rhodey. So it's the same thing. And then we see the location looks like the library in a sanctum where they portal into. And also you see in this particular scene, you see Captain Marvel is wearing the same suit from Endgame, and also she has grown her hair. So I think growing her hair, I think you can predict the timeline is also almost on par with just before Far From Home. We can just predict in that way. And also you see Bruce Banner back in his own form, human form, and also he still has his injured hand from the event of Endgame. And now we see Wong explaining to Shang-Chi, saying that when Shang-Chi was fighting with the Dweller of Darkness, when he gives the final boss move and to kill the Dweller of Darkness, at that particular moment, there was a cosmic power-up where Wong says everyone in Kamataj, all the sorcerers, everyone felt that particular cosmic power. So that is how powerful the Ten Rings were and how powerful Shang-Chi used to kill the Dweller of Darkness. And then
Out of nowhere.
this particular line from Wong, he says that there are no records of the Ten Rings, any of the sanctums, the codex in the sanctums, like in the library or any of their informative place. They have no records of the Ten Rings. That shows how old it is. It's like super old because if you think back again, they had knowledge about the Infinity Stones because you can see, of course, Doctor Strange had the Time Stone, and also back in Endgame, you can see Wong explaining it to Tony Stark and also Bruce Banner about the Infinity Stone. So the Ten Rings are much, much more older than the Infinity Stone, so they have no knowledge about it. And also, of course, Captain Marvel also said that she doesn't know and she doesn't know about it. And then Bruce Banner also said that it's very old. That probably because we remember that Michelle Yeoh's character back in Shang-Chi, she did say that their people are over 4,000. They come from 4,000 years old. Yeah, they go back over 4,000 years old, and also most importantly, they come from a different dimension. So maybe that is one of the reasons why they cannot detect the 10 rings. And I don't know, I'm just theorizing here. So that is probably it. And also, we all know that the 10 rings came from the McLuhan ship that is from the comic. So that is a bit of explainer there. And then after we see Wong says that when Shang-Chi used that power to kill the Devil of Darkness, now there is a beacon going out there, more like a signal to someone, so we don't know who is that. Okay, so the Wong says that a beacon is being broadcasted, so we don't know who is that. Probably the creator of the 10 rings, or someone is much someone very much ancient, so it probably is that. And of course, towards the end, you see that Wong says that now you're part of bigger things right now, large scale right now, something like that. Then also Banner also indirectly says welcome to the circus, so probably giving the Avengers welcome to the team or something like that. And of course, at the end, you see Wong goes to a karaoke session with ShangChi and also Katie. So that is practically what happened. So what do you guys think about this mid-credit scene?
Yes, you seem like you want to start, so go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start. So I think we've covered this in the breakdown as well, but I just want to let you guys know, as like what Harvin said, that the rings originated from a McLuhan spaceship. Of course, it wasn't stated anywhere in the film, and as we know, MCU doesn't follow page by page from the comics, but to see the path on where they're going, because the fact that earlier itself in Shang-Chi was mentioned that the 10 rings were found in a cave. Possibly it was stolen from someone or it was found in a cave. So and also we know that the 10 rings may not be related to Talo. It may not be related to the people of Talo, because they didn't mention anything about them possessing the 10 rings. It was just said that Wenwu found the 10 rings, and then he started finding for Talo. So it'd be nice to see how the 10 rings are interconnected with Talo itself, but I don't know whether that will happen. So yeah, back to the McLuhan spaceship. What we are hoping is that is where the ring was found, because like as I previously mentioned, according to the comics, Fu Manchu, Fu Manchu, he found
Fu Manchu.
Fu Manchu. Yeah. Basically, also they said that the Mandarin, found the 10 rings from a McLuhan spaceship that crashed, and the timeline is almost the same, about a few thousand years ago. And he found these 10 rings, which were an engine to the spaceship, and he used it to use his powers. So why I said Fin Fang Foom, because Fin Fang Foom is very closely tied to this story, because he was the guardian of that McLuhan spaceship. He's a McLuhan. He was guarding the 10 rings, and the 10 rings were stolen. So right now we can see that this is how the story is going. The 10 rings were stolen, and now it's sending a beacon. So who is this thing sending a beacon to? I would love to say it's to Fin Fang Foom, so he would appear. And why also I'm strongly saying Fin Fang Foom might appear, because there were theories saying that in the first Iron Man movie, when Tony Stark was fighting with Ironmonger, there was a poster that teased Fin Fang Foom. So it means the idea of having the shape-shifting dragon has been a possibility in the MCU. So I wouldn't see why not they would put Fin Fang Foom in the movie.
Yeah, I think I'll agree with Jess because I only have one question. When Wenwu, right? His name, I think Wenwu, or you can call him Mandarin lah. He's been using that rings for like centuries, to create like so many civilization along the way. But he never did something that everybody felt that big or some big cosmic power until it came to Shang-Chi. So why Shang-Chi can do it? Why Shang-Chi did it, but Wenwu didn't do it? Why nobody knew about the 10 rings until it became a huge thing, until the power was felt everywhere, and until there was a beacon? So I also agree with just because we know that Shang-Chi is linked to Talo because of his mother, and the mother has always said that he has the heart of the dragon, which also brings back to Fin Fang Foom. So I think that beacon will eventually lead to him, but I don't know how that beacon, that calling is gonna lead the movies after this. Because I don't think we're gonna have a Shang-Chi 2 anytime soon. Maybe in 2 years, not 1 year even. So I'm just wondering how they're gonna tie in Wong and Captain Marvel and Bruce all together in one movie immediately with using the beacon. I think there's going to be something else before we go to that point. Yeah. Why are you laughing?
You know, I'm really happy right now that both of you are still expecting Fing Fang Foom to come because I also still expecting Fing Fang Foom. But now here's the question mark. Whether this particular beacon, whoever sending out to, is it going to relate to another standalone for Shang-Chi, for his sequel, or is it going to be another branching out for Avengers 5 level kind of movie thread?
That's what we don't know.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So it's going to be really Fing Fang Foom or someone much more older than Fing Fang Foom. There's so many other galactic celestials out there, Galactus.
But the thing is, right, also, you see, like, we know Fing Fang Foom because we know about the comics, right? And we know Marvel don't really like to fancy comics and they want to make it simple for everybody else. So, for them to introduce Fing Fang Foom and its history, so it's going to take a lot of time. And to tie in, after that, they have to tie in Fing Fang Foom with Talo, then Fing Fang Foom with the rings. It's going to be a lot of story for them to... So, it's a 50-50 whether they're going to go with Fing Fang Foom or not. I also don't know. They could probably switch it up to whatever they want. So, suddenly put another bad guy who initially had the 10 rings, and apparently he used the thing for his ship as a, we never know how Marvel wants to go lah. So, somehow I feel skeptical also about Fing Fang Foom. So, yeah, I'm just wondering how it ties in later on. Like, why do you want to show us this, right? Like, why do you want to show it's a beacon and it's calling for something? So it's either another standalone movie for Shang-Chi in the next 2 years, or like what Harvin said, a combined movie in next year maybe. I don't know. Yeah, has to see that.
So see, I have 2 theories.
Okay, this is where we always disagree and we always get.
No. I have 2 theories. Okay, 2 theories. Listen to me. 2 theories. Okay, so one is so going back to what was mentioned in the movie that Wenwu found it in a cave or whatever, or tomb, right? So admittingly he took it from somebody else. Okay, so maybe they somehow, just to pay homage to Fing Fang Foom, they might show a dead body of a dragon. Okay, maybe, I don't know, right? Okay, so I'm trying to cover a lot of ground here. Okay, so just so that, because if they on one end, if they want to tell the story of the origin of the 10 rings, they should have done it in the previous movie. They should have done it in ShangChi and The Legend of the 10 Rings, which they didn't do. So if they were to do it in the second movie, it doesn't make sense already. Because if you see all origin movies for Marvel, they've always told the backstory and everything that is related to that particular character in the first movie itself, right? But this didn't happen. So what I'm thinking is that they don't want to waste time, because the dragon's already dead, so they don't want to waste time talking about the dragon. Maybe they just show a dead body, okay, of where Wenwu goes and takes the ring, something like that. Okay? Just wait first, okay. So that's one theory, okay, which I hoping it will not be true also lah. But this one theory. The second one is that they will actually have some sort of backstory of Fing Fang Foom. They'll show him, maybe not as a dragon, because we know that they are shapeshifters. So maybe from a dragon, he or she shapeshifted into a person, and maybe the person is in Talo. We don't know. Maybe he wasn't even there at that time, or maybe they went somewhere else, whatever. So there is a possibility of something like that as well. So it's either that it's more as 2 options on how they can show Fing Fang Foom, because I know a lot of us want that, but there is a way to do it. It's either that they show just like snippets, whatever, dead body, dragon there, whatever, or the actual shape of the alien itself. Or they will show Fing Fang Foom in a different person, whatever. So I think this is something that they can play around with lah.
Was that 2 theories or one? I felt like one.
Yeah, there was two. 2 different way that Marvel can move this forward lah.
Yeah, I'll give Jess the mic first. He wants to pantai you.
Yeah, before you say anything, I'm going to say this to you. Whatever you're going to say, I'm going to agree with you. So you can get it.
Okay. Sean, first of all, I'll disagree with you about the fact where you say that Marvel always covers the backstory in the first movie, then on the second they don't. No, this is basic movie chemistry, where the first movie they always focus on the character. Then when it goes to the second and third movie, they'll dig deeper and deeper into the past. Best example we can see in Iron Man 2. We didn't know about Whiplash, but then there was a backstory saying that, Howard Stark disagreed with this guy's father and everything. So there was a backstory to introduce the villain currently in this movie. Even in Iron Man 3, there was a backstory about Aldrich Killian, who Tony turned down back in 1998 or 1996 during Christmas Eve, and then now. So even Thor, Thor the Dark World, there was a backstory about Malekith being the first villains fighting Odin, and then comes to this story. So most movies work this way. They don't focus on the backstory in the beginning itself. They always focus on the character. Then after they establish the character, that's when they go into the history a bit to introduce different kind of villains. So I would say that, like what Eric mentioned, if they were to introduce Fin Fang Foom, they'll definitely go into a breakdown, maybe like a small history lesson, saying that this happened, that happened, and there you have it. This the guy, the villain.
Yeah. So I know I'm agreeing with you on one angle. I mean, there is one part where yes, no, because this is ShangChi and The Legend of the Ten Rings, so they didn't cover that particular backstory of the Ten Rings itself.
The legend wasn't there, lah. They should just say
The legend
ShangChi
wasn't there,
and the Ten Rings. Yeah, they shouldn't.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, that I don't know. Okay, if yes, it'd be good for Marvel to do that. But the thing is, I'm thinking that they may not do like that, or maybe like, okay, let's say we take for example Thor: The Dark World. When we see that origin story of Malekith and things like that, right? That there was how to say, it's just like a snippet. It's not even like a entire how to say part of the movie, right? They didn't take like 1/3 of the movie or whatever. Nothing. It was just like 5 minutes plus or whatever. I don't know the actual timing of it, but something along those lines, right? So they might show like I said, snippets of like, okay, like maybe like how what do you call Yin Li spoke about what is that
The destruction and all that.
Yeah, correct. So something along like that, because she did mention about a dragon, right? Whether that dragon was that great, whether there was that dragon that what do you call ShangChi actually encountered, or was a different dragon, we don't know, right? So there could be something along those lines, so that's why I'm saying I don't know if fandom, being a fan, definitely yes, but in terms of creative moving forward, they have so many characters to introduce, right? So many things to talk about. So how will they fit in? So that is another question that we also need to ask, lah.
There's a fun fact, like how Jess mentioned just now. Like Iron Man has a lot of backstories in between their movies, right? Like I also feel like he's also the hero and also the villain, because in Spider-Man also, you notice back in Homecoming, he because of the damage control order, that is why we have the Vulture, and also Far From Home, because he didn't like Mysterio, that's why he became the Mysterio. So yeah, it's both hero and the villain, lah.
The same like Age of Ultron also, because he had an AI and then they had a dummy robot. They mixed them together, become one villain.
So he's been creating his own villains.
He's creating the Marvel movies, basically.
Yeah, you could say that.
And just another thing that I wanted to add on what Harvin mentioned. We said that will the next Shang-Chi movie be focusing only on Shang-Chi, or will it be a big Avengers movie? I'm thinking it would be an Avengers movie itself, because right now the Ten Rings involves Bruce Banner and Captain Marvel and Doctor Strange and Wong. Like you see in previous movies, everyone were on a standalone with their own villains, with their own dark past. But this is something that everyone is going to face, and that is why that scene was so important, that it showed that some of the remaining Avengers were involved in this thing. Were taking interest in this thing. So I think the next Shang-Chi movie, maybe the next Shang-Chi movie won't focus on the Beacon or on whoever the maker of the Ten Ring is, but maybe in the future Avengers movie will build up to a bigger villain that all Avengers will.
Yeah, but don't say Doctor Strange, lah. He wasn't there where he should have been. So that's another question.
He probably busy with Spider-Man.
Yeah, he was probably helping out Peter Parker.
Yeah,
lah.
so we must also question lah, like when we see the Spider-Man trailer, we see Wong going through the portal like he was going some kind of holiday. So where was he going actually? Did he actually come
Maybe
to? Was it before Shang-Chi? After Shang-Chi? Did he actually came to Macau because of that? But Macau wasn't snowing. Macau wasn't cold.
No, that's why we need to know the actual timeline
Yeah.
of No Way Home. Then we can probably fix the pieces together, lah. Because I think No Way Home will be the sort of like the centerpiece to the jigsaw itself. You know how the next few movies will
Yeah,
play
but
out.
I'm wondering how the Eternals gonna fit in with Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Could the
Eternals
beacon
actually-
be related to Shang-Chi? The Eternals? I don't think so, right?
We never know, but because presumably the Eternals movies supposedly to take place right somewhere right after Endgame, because they keep saying that after the snap, that is where the birth started taking place, and also you see Salma Hayek's character in the trailer. She says that we have 7 days more. 7 days more after the snap. They keep referencing back to the events of the Endgame so strongly that after that particular thing happened, it's just drastically keep on changing. Whereas in Shang-Chi, we know for a fact it's supposed to be happening right before Far From Home, and also No Way Home supposed to take place after Far From Home, because Far From Home takes place 8 months after Endgame. So obviously there is a thing that we need to connect, but of course No Way Home has to connect it lah. But I think most probably back in the trailer No Way Home, I think he took the portal and went to meet Emil Blonsky lah, aka the Abomination.
Shang-Chi confirmed before Far From Home, eh?
Yeah.
I know it
Some-
is almost the same time, lah. I think should
Yeah.
be almost the same time.
He probably told Doctor Strange, I'm going to go karaoke, so don't mess anything up.
No. So maybe because No Way Home takes place after Far From Home and probably definitely after the events of Shang-Chi. Maybe what I'm thinking is he's going to Kamatach to train Shang-Chi some more. Maybe give a little bit of lifting.
Kamatach
Or
isn't
maybe-
cold.
I don't know.
He was going like winter like that.
But that is like somewhere
Like
near
hiking,
towards,
Hey, no,
Everest,
it can be, because you know why Kamatach is in
near
the
like Everest.
is
or
near
something
the
like
Himalaya. Yeah lah. The
Yeah.
Himalayan.
Nepal.
Yeah.
Yes, you're muted. How did you
You
mute
know,
yourself?
I'm. Huh?
How did you mute yourself?
Why did I mute myself?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was having a call.
Okay.
So it's possibly going to be cold during that time, because even Stephen Strange, when he went there, it was chilly and he was wearing jacket and everything. So
No,
Probably-
okay.
but by the
if
way
he's
that it looks,
going
it's
there,
wearing-
if he's going there, why didn't he just portal inside? Why would he want to portal outside and wear a winter coat and everything?
yeah, especially with the suitcase and all,
Yeah.
he's going someplace new.
Yeah.
I would presume.
I'm assuming he's on a mission somewhere lah, on his own mission.
Yeah.
We now know that he's been having his own missions lah, going karaoke with Abomination and stuff like that.
Or maybe he's going to the Everest or Himalayas to go and train with Abomination lah.
Why
Yeah,
why
that's
only Himalayas can be Switzerland also, right? I think they're not cold lah.
I
Oh,
don't
maybe-
think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Wong would want to go to Switzerland.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know, or maybe it can be as simple like he just wants to take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be lah.
Yeah.
We are over speculating.
He wants to take a break lah.
Yeah, I mean, just because he's a Marvel character doesn't mean he always has Marvel shit to do.
Or actually, or we're thinking this wrong. In the sanctum, it's cold, so he's wearing that, getting out of the sanctum, going to somewhere warm.
Yeah.
Because sanctum cold. I mean, even Doctor Strange was wearing a winter jacket. Remember?
Maybe he's going to Florida for some suntan or something like that lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, we do know that Wong likes to have fun, so never know lah.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
okay, before that, when just touch upon that, for me, I just thought about it. That when I said that why do you need Captain Marvel and also Bruce Banner for this particular scene? Is he going to branch out for Avengers 5 level, or is it going to be another standalone for Shang-Chi? It's very contradicting, because it can be for Avengers 5 level and also maybe a build up to Shang-Chi. But also we also need to understand the fact that Marvel is so accessible nowadays that just to maybe give an extra boost for another standalone Shang-Chi, so they just bring in maybe Bruce Banner and Captain Marvel to make it sound like, because we know for a fact that the Ten Rings are much more older, correct or not? So just to show that Captain Marvel and Bruce Banner also have no info about the Ten Rings, so maybe just to give that also, maybe, we can, there's so many things, there's that, or maybe a build up to Avengers 5 or build up to Shang-Chi standalone. So yeah, just to circling around there.
I think at this point we shouldn't use the word Avengers anymore. I mean, it's no longer Avengers, they don't call themselves Avengers anymore.
Yeah.
New Avengers.
No, there's no title yet, so let's not call it that way. You have to forget about a lot of things. Avengers you have to forget, the Stones you have to forget.
Don't definitely forget, but Avengers is their team name anyways. It's their base what?
No, but all the main fellas are gone.
Avengers is not that what they are, is the team is their what they carry anyway. So
yeah. I mean, even though the original people are not there, they don't make up the Avengers. There was an idea.
Why are you talking with that accent? You think Nick Fury had an accent?
I don't think so. Nick sort of like this.
But yeah, I mean, what I'm trying to say is the idea is the Avengers. It's not the people who make it up.
Fine.
No, it is just a group of people coming together to avenge something, right? So that's the whole idea of it. Is to make sure that there's a defense to Earth, whether it's on Earth or whether it's cosmic. There is like a shield around Earth to protect Earth or something like that. So whoever that does it, they are the Avengers lah, basically. Whether they want to call themselves whatever, they're still Avengers at the end of the day.
Okay.
I think
So
that's
are
all
we
for the mid-scenes.
move to the okay? So now we are moving forward to the post-credit scene. Okay, so there's another short summary to that. We see this Wenwu's base, the Ten Rings base back in his place, and then you see in this particular post-credit scene, you see Ling, where Shang-Chi's sister has taken over the Ten Rings organization, but in her own way, because at the opening scene you can see where the background, the logo is very much different. It's very cool. It looks very cool, with the red color with the flower in the middle. It looks like a lotus to me, but it looks very cool. And then she upgrades the whole place. It's like graffiti all over. It gives the same Macau vibe where she had her own facility of fight ring, right? So it's more like it gives on par the same level. And also you see a woman, she's training woman assassin. Okay, because before during Wenwu's time, it's all about guys, man assassin. There's no woman allowed to all this. But now she's breaking the barrier where she's giving off woman practice for the woman to become the part of the Ten Rings organization. And also, she also says this line. She says that they have a lot of things to do, a lot of work to do, implying that she's going to bring forward the Ten Rings to do a lot of things. Because in the background, you see there's a lot of firework, heavy fire, where she's bringing the firearms here and there. A lot of people bring firearms, trading here and there. You can see they're bringing around boxes. And then at the end, towards the end tag, you actually see the Ten Rings will return. It's a mandatory Marvel tag. But then if you note it, instead of saying that Shang-Chi will return, they actually said the Ten Rings will return. That means the Ten Rings organization is going to play a vital part, not only for Shang-Chi movies, but I think throughout for the whole Marvel, moving on with the Marvel movies. So the Ten Rings will return. So it's very huge deal actually. So connecting to this, I feel like because we have a lot of underground, black market dealers all going on. Like if you see back in Falcon and Winter Soldier, the series, you can see Sharon Carter has become the provoker, or presumably she is the provoker. I don't know yet. So she's going to be dealing inside from the government, selling firearms and everything. Also, she's part of a black market now. So Ten Rings is a part of another organization. So it's moving more like an underground sort kind of thing going on. And then also you see, if you all remember the Val character, also back in Falcon and Winter Soldier, or if you guys remember back in the post-credit scene of Black Widow, she's going around recruiting people, how she recruited US agent back in Falcon Winter Soldier, and also in Black Widow post-credit scene, she's trying to recruit what's her name? Yelena Belova, to go kill Hawkeye. So so she's also another background character. We don't know what she's doing, but she's more like an underground character going sort of vibe. So there's a lot of shady stuff going on. So moving forward, I don't know. I'm not sure the Ten Rings are going to. Sorry, I'm not still not sure. I feel like we will see the Ten Rings organization way before Shang-Chi 2 comes out. Like they'll play a big role in maybe Disney Plus series or movies, because we know for a fact that Captain America 4 is going to come out. They have confirmed they are already going for the script writing and everything. So if that plays out, maybe it's going to be a vital Ten Rings plus Sharon Carter's Prowl Broker and everything. So there's a lot of things to theorize. So that is the post-credit scene of Shang-Chi. So what do you guys think?
Hey, wait, you said it was all girls that she was training. Wasn't there guys too? I noticed some guys there too.
Yeah, there were guys too, but they are women now.
Yeah. So
You don't discriminate.
mixed now.
Yeah, mixed now,
Yeah.
I saw. I keep
power.
hearing people say it's all girls, but I keep seeing guys there also. So I'm
Yeah,
wondering, like,
guys.
did I
The
see it wrongly?
emphasis is that there's no discrimination.
Yeah, gender equality.
The balance. Yeah.
And it's to show femme fatale, that women are also as strong as the organization. Like for example, like how we saw in Black Widow, the Red Room, all the widows. So this is the part that they are going to bring more femme fatale strength.
Yeah, and
So I honestly think that sometime in the next maybe 4 years, we might see an all-female cast, like probably Avengers sort of movies, sort of things like that, lah.
Yeah, they already had like a small tease back in
scenes
Endgame.
lah.
And see all
Yeah,
that.
scenes lah, not movie.
But not a proper movie per se. Yeah, because most of the characters, besides Black Widow and Captain Marvel, most of the title characters are all males, right? So I think they might have like a woman or the female Avengers or something like that along those lines, lah. I think that would be nice to see as well.
Yeah,
I think it's very useful for Xia Ling also, because I think she made the change, because back, if you remember in the movie Shang-Chi, during the flashback scene where she wanted to train, but Wen Wu says, no, you can't because you're, I don't know, he did say you cannot because you're a woman or what, I'm not sure, but I know she was not allowed to do it because she was a girl, she was a woman. So I think that was so impactful, that's why she just wanted to change the whole thing.
yeah, and she trained by herself. The whole
Yeah,
time she trained
exactly.
by herself, which is quite impressive.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to the post credit, I don't have much to say lah, cause okay, the Ten Rings will return. Based on movie, we don't know, like what Harvin said, we don't know whether it's gonna be a standalone or they're gonna champo or mix it up with another character or Shang-Chi 2. And then about the power brokers, or I don't know. I really don't know about the post credit lah. Like they can go anyways they want to. It's open. It's very open because they never lead us to anything else besides telling us that the Ten Rings still exist. That's all. That's the only thing we get from that, and it's gonna come back. That's all. But other than that, we cannot.
That's what I think is just that it's just to show that okay, the Ten Rings organization is still there in case they bring it up in another movie. They will ask, but then what happened to the Ten Rings in Shang-Chi? Why suddenly they pop up? What happened? So maybe this was just maybe Marvel just put it there saying that okay, we put it here and we can use it if we need to, right? So that would be there, because I don't think so. Like when moving forward in Shang-Chi 2 or whatever, that there's going to be the Ten Rings might play a role in it. So they want to know how to fit and who's the leader, things like that. So they put all these pieces in place so that later on they can just like pick it up and just put it there and roll with it.
But from the end remark, we know it will return lah. They already mentioned it will return.
But I just don't know where and how many times it's going to.
And if we date back all the way back to Phase 1 also, we know that the Ten Rings had a play in Iron Man also. So I think it's safe to say Marvel loves the Ten Rings organization, not the rings itself. So yeah.
It's a bracelet.
Yeah. No. I mean
Yeah,
the
very nice.
organization. Okay, fine. Bracelet.
Now the ten rings I think is more because ten rings initially is with the power with the ten rings, right? Now it's become more like a shady organization by itself. So maybe it's good if maybe you never know it connect to street level heroes. You know, we have the Hawkeye. I mean the Hawkeye we know it's already there. But the other street level we'll have Miss Marvel. We already know that we're gonna have the Echo series coming out and everything. So it's probably going to be more like a street level kind of organization with dealing with other street level heroes.
No, but I don't
probably.
think Zhu Jialing is like some gangster because when she built that fight arena, so it wasn't like some kind of gangster. It was just like entertainment, betting, that kind of stuff. So I don't think she's training to take over centuries or or even go after Shang-Chi with his ring. I don't think she's like that lah. Unless there's like another influence from outside.
Well, I don't think she will be a villain to Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
She will
And,
probably either be an aid or she might like help out like certain, let's say example, maybe I don't know, like Captain Marvel say, oh, I need your help, something like that, so then yeah, so maybe she's like a supporting other heroes lah, something like that lah.
Yeah, I agree with that also because I think the Ten Rings would act more of an ally. Like you guys said, they wouldn't really play that big of a vital role, but maybe in the background, like for example, like how we see Hydra. Hydra was always introduced as the big bad villain during Captain America's time. But then despite Hydra being taken down, they still played certain small roles to fit into the story. For example, like Civil War, where it was Hydra that made Bucky kill Tony Stark's parents, and that is why they're enemies. And even in What If, in the end, Anim Zola and Hydra agent assisted and everything. So this is how we can see the Ten Rings itself, because Ten Rings has always been a very minor entity in the MCU, because we didn't really bat an eye on the Ten Rings.
Yeah.
When it came out in Iron Man or in Iron Man 3, it was more like a facade, the Ten Rings. But now they are making a statement that the Ten Rings is legit, it's an actual organization, and it's going to play a vital point. So maybe in the long run we'll see them being an ally that is assisting. Of course, they're not really that good of a people that want to just go and help. There has to be a catch lah. So maybe there's something that benefits them and they would help. So you will see a sense of a trade or a forceful trade going on in order to get the assistance. I would expect that.
I can agree with that lah. It's more like you scratch my back, I scratch yours lah.
Yeah.
And plus she is training fighters, so
yeah,
there's a lot of question to it lah. We'll see. We just have to see how Marvel goes with it, with the organization, with the Ten Rings.
Yeah. Ten Rings will return.
Yeah, exactly. That's the end tag. That's all we have. The Ten Rings will return. Okay. So is that all, guys? That's all the theories?
Yeah. I think that's all lah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. So that is all our segment for today for Geek Theories. We saved this because we were also already super hyped with the breakdown episode. So we just saved this for this particular segment because we were already super hyped. So we just went all out today. And so that is all from us today, for this episode. And please do like and subscribe. And please do leave your comments below on what your take is and everything. And also, before you catch this episode, please do watch our full breakdown video. We have already did a full breakdown on our take on references, Easter eggs, and everything, whatever. Please do watch that, and then you can come back and watch this episode. Okay, so that is all from us. Okay, so signing off from the Geek Street, the street has spoken. Ciao, guys.
Ciao.
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 Bye.